Hey guys, my name is Ashley Urso. I'm the head cheerleading coach here at Park Vista Community High School.
I'm Ashley Delahunty. I go to Park Vista. I'm a senior, and I love cheer because of the memories that I've gotten to make over the past couple years and the friendships that I've built.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm a sophomore, and I started loving cheer just because it felt like a family. Like you always have someone to go to. I feel like there was a lot of impact with school and stuff, and this just felt like somewhere where I can be comfortable.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Rob. I'm the head competition coach here at Park Vista High School.
So it all starts back to a few years ago when I was in high school at this same school. As a freshman coming in, not knowing anybody, cheerleading gave me an outlet and a way to meet people. Cheer was a big part of my life, and I was so fortunate to have that. I cheered here at this school for my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. But at the end of my junior year, I got a little friendly surprise, and my cheer career came to a pause. I was pregnant at my junior year of high school, and I had her my senior year. Her name is Ava, and she is definitely my blessing from now on.
My name's Ava Urso, and I go to Chris McCullough Middle School.
I came back to school 2 weeks after having her because I was also in charge of homecoming. And I went to every game after that, supporting my friends and my fellow cheerleaders along the way. Now, fast forward to 15 years later, my daughter is 12, but now I am the head coach at Park Vista High School. I came in back in 2014, a few years after I graduated, to just volunteer my time. Cheer was something I was so passionate about, and I wasn't quite ready to give it up. So I came in here just to volunteer and just to, have some of my time go somewhere and to be a mentor to some of these teenage girls, knowing my story and my past and how I can help and what I could do to better inform or prepare these young ladies for their future.
I've been a competition coach for 8 years now. I also coach competitive all-star cheerleading at a gym down south called Cheer Florida All-Stars. My passion behind high school cheer, I started my senior year of high school. It just kind of picked up from there. I learned how to tumble. From there, I kind of took my passion into teaching the youth on how to tumble. And then I kind of took my knowledge and skill from All-Stars into high school. I used to coach prior at Coral Springs High School down in Broward County. I've won 2 state championships with them, and now I'm bringing myself up here to Park Vista to help continue their dynasty into pushing for their 4-peat at the state championships, as well as taking them to their first ever UCA high school national championship.
I started at a young age for cheer, and I started just by tumbling mostly because I tried it out. I tried out other sports before, but I never felt as comfortable as I did when I started cheer. Tumbling was just something that came easy to me, and I started wanting to compete and do it like that because I just felt like a family. When you go every day, it just feels like you have someone always there for you, and it's just never changed. I've always just loved coming here as something to not relax, but it just felt like somewhere where I can just be myself.
What I'm passionate about is the drive to win and the steps leading up to that, how you have to work hard in order to get to that win or place.
Being a teen mom is not easy and never has been easy. I'm thankful I had the support and the family and the friends and honestly the Park Vista staff to back me and support me through my entire journey so far. Like I said, 12 years later, my daughter comes here all the time with me to my practices. She loves to see my cheerleaders. The entire staff knows her and loves her, and it makes me really grateful. I've been the head coach here at Park Vista for the last 5 years, and my girls mean the entire world to me. Being able to help shape them and give them a memorable high school experience really is why I do what I do. If you're a teacher, if you're a coach, you know that you don't do this for the money at all. I do have a job outside of this, but this takes up a lot of my time, and I don't complain about it. Like I said, my daughter loves coming here. I have 2 daughters. They both love coming here, being surrounded by these girls. And I just love to be able to help them and encourage them and shape them to go to college and have bright futures ahead of them. Things happen, but no regrets, and not to have any regrets. I don't regret anything that has led me to where I am today, and God is also a big part of that. I mean, I've never lost my faith in any of this through the way, and now my daughter as well. And it was her choice to be baptized, and I feel like I've done quite a good job since then. But no, I mean, I just really do this to help them out and to really be there for them. Coaches sometimes are in it for the winnings or whatever, but I just want to seriously be there to help them, and for them to know that I'm here for them if they need anything, because sometimes that's big too. One person that was really here for me along every step of the way was Dr. Pierre. She's one of the APs here at Park Vista, but she was my student government teacher when I was here, and the first person that I told that I was pregnant when I was a junior in high school.
Because I love my team and I love to like tumble, stunt, and I grew up watching them doing it, so that was really to love God. She taught me how to base because I used to be a flyer and then they told me I have to base. She taught me to not get mental blocks because that just empowers you to like. I want to like own my own salon because one of our friends does and it looks really cool. And God, he teaches you to like be nice to others. He changed my life by like helping me to not care about what others think about me and to just be happy and like try not to like put others down and treat others like how you want to be treated and just be kind to others. Read your Bible and just remember that don't care about what others think about you.
I mean, just through my experience of all competitive sports, I played hockey for 10 years. Just that drive and passion of, teaching these, young athletes on just, one, the team aspect of a sport, like working together. I've had that growing up since I was, in all of my youth sports. And they want to win. So, with my heart and drive of wanting to win, be competitive as well as I'm pushing that on them. The sport of cheerleading is just different. It takes, how many's on the mat, there's 4 in per stunt group, there's up to 12 to 30 on the floor, so it's a lot of brains at once to kind of come together and to get them to hit the routine. It's only 2.5 minutes long, and we train hundreds of hours for maybe 4 competitions throughout the season, and especially the biggest one coming up, it's only 2.5 minutes to win a state championship. As a male cheerleader, it's different. I've wrestled, I've played football, I played hockey. This is definitely one of the toughest sports that I've done. It's not just throwing a ball or kicking a ball around. It's having to lift humans above your head. So as much as physical strength it is, it's much mental as well. Connecting with your teammates and be able to help them through. There's a lot of opportunities for male cheerleaders, scholarship for school, and just get a different aspect of what a sport can be. Out on the football field or out in the on the rink, it's a one-on-one. It's a matchup. With this, you got to really connect with the people around you, and for guys and girls to connect, mentally on the floor. Takes a lot, but it's a lot of hours in practice. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears as we're out here, outside practicing. So if you're looking into wanting to become a male cheerleader and you think it's not cool or it's not fun, give it a try, and you'll definitely see something different in yourself physically as an athlete, and it will really test you to your full ability.
Walk around places and be like, oh, is that your sister? No, this is my daughter. That was hard to hear, and it made me emotional, yes, because I just want people to know, it's not, oh my gosh, a baby, it's so cute and so much fun. It's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility, and you have that baby and that person for the rest of your life and their life. So it's not just, fun and games, and it's not just, let's play house, because sometimes I was fortunate my husband has been with me for almost 16 years now, but sometimes that's not always the case. And, the guys might not always stay, or the parents might kick the people out, or the parents might force you to get married. My parents are also teen parents. They had my brother when they were only 18 as well. So my grandfather made my parents get married before my brother was born. So, it kind of trickled into, yes, me, but my mom always said, she would never make me get married if I didn't want, to be with that person. Luckily, through our faith and everything too, we kind of stuck by each other's side, got married under the eyes of God, and, continued that with our children. And I think a lot of where I am today and having the kind of head on my shoulders that I have right now is a lot through God. And I've prayed and I've sat and I've cried, but, I definitely am thankful for everyone that surrounded me and to be where I am today.
Cheerleader means like having dedication, because like this is all year round. Like there's no stopping, like there's no quitting. Like you have to be there for your team. Like if you can't do it for yourself, like you have to do it for everyone else around you, as well as like confidence. Like I feel like many people, like as you said, like think like cheerleaders are mean, but it's really just about like being like confident in yourself, because like people are always watching you. A lot of people judge us because they don't know us like that much. And I also think that it's like a commitment, because like there's times where like I just want to quit and like I'm just done, but I know there's everyone who like is doing it for me, so I have to do it for them, and I have to do it for myself, because this is just like what I love to do.
I find difficult is like when something isn't working, and like you can try as hard as you want on it and it still doesn't work no matter what you do. And it's more of like a mental thing, but it really gets to you, and then it makes it not work even more than it did before.
It would be easier just like take a break, but that's like not an option. So like instead, like I just like take a second to myself and like take short breaks, not like a break where I leave, but just a second to myself where I can just breathe and think about like what I need to do to like make myself better, and like not worried about everyone else and like everyone's opinion. Like just worry about myself.
To that junior 12 years ago sitting there that made a mistake, I would just say keep going, and life can get better, and don't think of it as a mistake. Don't resent that person, don't resent the baby that you have now. Just think of it as a gift, and everything happens for a reason. Even though the timing may not be there and be at that time, everything does happen for a reason. And if God didn't want you to have this miracle at that moment, then he wouldn't. And she saved my life in more ways than I could ever even imagine or thank her, to be honest. So if I didn't have her here, my little mini best friend, that would be really hard. I couldn't imagine my life without her.
Overall, like we love each other. Like we're literally like family. Like I call all of these people like my sisters. Like I can go to them for anything like outside of this, but there's always fighting like in any family. Like sometimes stunts fall, tumbling butts, we get mad at each other, we yell at each other, but it only like makes us better, honestly, because then we get over it, we come back to each other, we talk about it, and we set it back up, and it gets better every time. So you just have to get over that stuff.
Not like distraction, but it's like a good like way where I can like come here and like forget about anything that's going on anywhere else, and I'm around people that I like and care about, and
yeah, it's like kind of more individual, like basketball, like you're shooting the ball like yourself, like, but with cheer, like you're stunting, like you're with someone, like at all times, like you have the control over, like not just you, like your whole group has the control over everything. Like you just have to work together, and it's important to work as a team, because otherwise, like if you can't forgive someone for something that happened, like it's never going to get better, because it's the same routine over and over again. Like there's not a difference in the routine, it's just a difference in like the attitude.
A lot of my role is like throughout the community, right? So, I grew up in Broward County. So from there, I started coaching at the high school I graduated from. The All-Star gym that I coach at, it's a lot of the youth within the cities around us. It's helping to create more independent and stronger like individuals, right? There's about maybe 10 girls on this floor now that I've known since they were 10 years old, when they first started cheerleading themselves at my cheerleading gym. So that's just the impact, even if you're not on my team or I see other teams, it's teaching them that there's more than just being a kid. You can get attached to a sport, you can love a sport, you'll start learning to work with others, from the classroom to the work environment to college, and then becoming your own boss. There's a lot you can learn through cheerleading that helps out in those aspects of life that you really might not learn if you don't end up joining a sport as in cheerleading, where you really got to work together.
I've done this like for 12 years, so it's really just been like a revolving thing that I can like use as like something to like get away from like life. Like I don't struggle in school, but I'm not like really that amazing at it. So I feel like this is something that like I'm good at. So like it makes me like comfortable, and like it's something like that I like like people like don't understand from like an outside view. So like for me personally, like it's like an escape. Like I don't, like it's hard to explain. Like it's something that you like have to experience. Like for me personally, like once I started, like I knew I couldn't stop doing it because it's just something that always made me feel comfortable. Like having a team is just something that like people don't understand unless they're a part of it. And I have a lot of like, I used to like have a lot of like self-esteem problems, but like through like doing cheer and like being with people that always love you, like they're always there to like pick you up like where you need it. So like it's just something personally that like I always like want to continue doing for the rest of my life.
Resources out there, right? So like don't just jump in to want to coach just because you want to win, or you know, you got to take the kids into consideration on like what else they have going on, you know, outside of their own lives, right? I get them for 2 hours, which is about 4 hours a week, and you know, I connect with them on a different level where, you know, how's school going, like how's your home life going, you know. Don't just jump into it as, you know, because you know you want to post around on social media and you want to just say that you're a coach for the sport, because there's a lot more to that, right? So me being a male coach, I don't get the full side of what, you know, to deal with. I try to connect with them on their boy dramas and stuff like that, but you know, they don't really open up like that. But you know, whatever they're dealing with at home or they're dealing with at school and with friends, you know, that's where you want to connect with, you know, your athletes in the sport that you end up coaching. You know, you got to do it for the right reasons, right? And unless you're an NFL coach coaching youth sports, you're not going to be a millionaire. So doing it for the right reasons is doing it for the kids and impacting their lives than just trying to jump in and, you know, just to coach a sport, just to say you coach a sport.
One of the reasons I love my team is that we all have a special bond because we spend so many hours in a week practicing, and it's just a place where we can all act like ourselves and be with each other.
Me and Coach Ashley are like really close. Like I would like call her like not like a mom, but like an older sister almost. Like I feel like I can go to her like about personal things like outside of cheer. Like she's no judgment. Like you can tell her anything and like she understands you. Like, you know, we don't have to be like professional around her. I feel like it's more of like a family. Like I tell her literally like anything that I need to, and even if it's bad or good, like she's there to give good advice or tell me that I'm being stupid. Like she's always honest, and she just loves us. Like seriously, like she's always there, like no matter what. Like she has family things going on, she has other stuff going on, like she's there for us. Like she leaves those things outside. As soon as she walks through here, like it's just different. Like she leaves everything outside those doors and like brings in a new like energy just to make us feel like even if something bad is happening her day, like she's here for like good energy and to like bring us out.
Cheer, she wanted to do. I would never push anything, even though, you know, she comes to all my practices, my games, and she was born into it. I've never pushed it, but she one day just said, I want to do cheer, and I signed her up, and now she's in her 5th year as a competitive cheerleader. In her 2nd program, she's at Wellington Cougars, and she loves it, and she is so good at it. The first time that I saw her actually compete and go out on that floor and just kill it, I cried because I was so emotional just to see her go out there and just do it. And I'm like, wow, like this is in her blood, like clearly. She's just so good at it, and she's so talented with it, and she's so dedicated to it. And that makes me really happy.
I believe that cheerleading is like a really hard sport, like probably one of the hardest sports that's like I've ever like experienced. And I think having a coach that you can be vulnerable around is like really important, because if you can't tell your coach how you're feeling, if you're hurt, like if you're sad, you know, it's gonna affect everything, like the routine, like your attitude, like it'll affect the people around you, because we like feed off each other's energy. So like if one person's sad, like everyone like feels that, and especially with the coach, because if you can't explain to them like why you're upset, they don't know, and then they get upset because you're upset. So being honest and like open is like really good with your coach, like just being able to tell them whatever you need.
I always say, like, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm your coach, and I'm here to tell you and give you facts and, you know, tell you how it is and get you ready for the future, because these girls are going off to college eventually, whether it's next year, this year, or in 4 years. So I really try to prepare them for the future and get them ready. The hardest part at first was getting them to take me serious. You know, because I am young, but not as young as them. So I did want them to know, like, yes, we could be friendly, but I'm not your friend. Having respect is a really huge thing for me. So eventually they did end up respecting me, and they come to me a lot for anything and everything. So the hardest part for sure was building that trust and that respect. But once you have it and you earn it, it's really easy to maintain that coach-athlete relationship. And that's really important to me as well, the relationship I have with all of my cheerleaders. But then seeing them all go and graduate, it's bittersweet for sure. These girls that I've known since they were freshmen coming in, I've watched them grow. I've watched them become incredible cheerleaders. I've watched them grow the program with me. And that's the other thing, like it's them growing this program. I'm just here to stand by and help and support, but they truly have made this program what it is, from nothing into now 3-time state champions, 3-time regional champions, and we went to nationals for the very first time in the school's history. And we're the only sports program at Park Vista that has had those 3 consecutive back-to-back-to-back state titles. So that was huge, for sure. And these freshmen that are graduating, or these seniors that are graduating this year, have been here since freshmen and did that. And having them leave and knowing that they're leaving, it's sad. Every year I go through the same emotional roller coaster to where I'm so proud of them and all their accomplishments. And they're so smart. They graduate with like 4.5 GPAs and they go off to these amazing colleges. But it's also really sad because a piece of like my heart is going with them. I definitely try, I've gotten a lot of them jobs in the past. I would see them struggling at home or, financially or whatever it is. Some of them would come up to me and say, Coach Ashley, I need to pay this, but how am I going to do it? So I reach out to friends that I know and people that are hiring or have companies, and I have gotten them jobs before, which they're always like, thank you so much, I'm so fortunate. But honestly, like, I want them to have that. And then there's some girls who can't share things with their parents or don't have that relationship with their moms or dads or siblings or don't have siblings. And sometimes I'm the only person that they've got. So I really take that into consideration of, how would I feel and who would I go to? So being that person for them, I tell them, put all the burden on me, put it all on my back, put all the weight that's on your shoulders onto mine because I can handle it. And I don't want you to have to handle it on your own. So yeah, that's a huge thing for me, like I said, about building that relationship with them. I'm just always want them to know that I'm here for them and they can tell me anything that they really need to. So one of my prior athletes who graduated a couple years ago, she could have easily gotten, if she quit cheer, which she was crying to me one day that she was going to quit, I kind of looked around at her, who she was with, hanging out with, her outside life, and knowing what it was like just from previous years of being around her. I knew that if she quit cheerleading that she might go down not so great of a path. And I knew that she was a lot more than that and what that could be. And I would never want to see her go down that path and become this person who, just, she doesn't like. And I know that, if I helped her and I kept her here and I was just there for her and I got her a job and I could do much more outside of that for her, then she would be on the right path. And now she is, and she's graduated 2 years ago. She has a job. She has a great life now, and just always get random texts from her saying, thank you, Coach, like, I miss you so much, thank you so much for everything you've done, and just everything like that. And that's really, I guess, why I do what I do. I mean, it's not so much of her having to text me saying thank you, but it's knowing that there's 2 ways that this can go, and I always want to pick the best way for them to go. Growing up as a Christian, I was always told, like, God's like your friend. You just talk and he listens, he's there. And, so going through having that and coming into this and bringing that kind of background into coaching, it's hard for me at a public school to really say, like, trust in God and believe in God, because you can't really go that religious route. But in certain ways, you kind of can. Like, every time we go and compete, like, we do say a prayer. Like, we gather in a circle and we pray. And the girls are always into it, no matter if they, believe or if they don't, or whatever the case is, they will pray. So having that, it makes me proud for sure that they do that before every time we compete. And that's kind of what I try to bring into that, like just praying every time and really encouraging them through prayer before we go out and do something big. I do believe that has made an impact on them. Just the power of prayer alone, and I think that they've seen that and witnessed it. And anytime that they feel doubtful, like we just talk about it and kind of, if they do want to go that route, we will pray about it. A lot of my girls go to youth group, and that plays a big part, and then they bring what they learn at youth group or everything like that into practices, into our games, and they try to bring more and more girls to to go to youth group, which is nice. And then they all talk about it, and they hang out outside of school in like a great environment and supportive environment, and I think that makes a big difference for sure.
Yeah, as long as they'll keep me, I'll be here for as long as I can. The main goal is helping these talented athletes find their next purpose, right? So if that means helping them get into the college of their dreams and to be able to cheer in college and stuff like that. With doing this for so long, I've made a lot of friends and connections at the colleges. But on top of the school's status, is continuing to build this dynasty, right? Continue from a 4-peat, just continue growing from there. And then if this season ends up as fortunate as it could be, winning the school's ever first national championship, winning West Palm Beach's school district's first ever national championship. So the dynasty of continuing to win is a big push. But as talented as these kids are, ultimately I coach high school cheer to help them further on to their next future education and get them to the colleges that they want to.
I recently injured my back, and I'm not like a flyer. Like, I just filled in because I had to. So it's not something I love doing, but I did it because my team needed me to. And Coach Ashley was always there for me because I hated it. I don't like it. It was just not something that was for me. I rather base, but she always just was there to pick me up and tell me you might not think you're doing good, but you are, and you're doing better than you think you are. And when I got hurt, she was there for me. She always is there to ask me what's wrong, making sure I'm okay. She just really supports us in anything we do and is completely just honest with us. And that situation really helped me understand that she's here for us outside of cheer and not just for winning things. It's not always about the win, it's about us.
One of the things I love about Coach Ashley is that she's really caring, and she's always there for you, even outside of practices and even outside of when we're here. You can always call her and she'll help.
So recently we went to Tampa, and last year we were winning constantly, and then this year we switched divisions, so it was a lot different, bigger division, harder division. So it was a realization that it's not always just going to be about the win. We know that we're probably not going to win everything. And we went to Tampa and we had a couple falls, so we ended up getting second. But at the same time, it showed us that even when we do bad, we still were up there. We still could make things better to improve. There's always something to improve on. And I think everyone needs to lose, because winning all the time is never going to show your real strengths. Pushing through and persevering through all these falls and losing people because of injuries and stuff is really what shows how strong of a team you are.
She's helped me overcome a rough season in my life. Last year, I struggled with a bunch of different issues, and she helped me get through them and continue doing what I love. Something I model from her is that she never gives up on our team, and she just always reminds us that she's there and that she's not going anywhere, and I like that. My goal as a cheerleader is to work as hard as I can to reach our goal of the season, and our goal this year is to win nationals and win states for the 4th time, and not just winning, but also just creating all the hard work until we get there and just having fun with all of that. So.
There's so many places and choices that you can make in your life that can lead you down a dark path, and if you have that sense of community and you have the right people surrounding you, that's important, because it's going to just bring you up and bring you to a better place than
it can become like whatever we want it to be. Like we make the team, like the amount of effort we put in, like you'll see the result when it comes out. Like if we put in all the effort we can to hit our stunts, do our tumbling, like all this, like it'll like just make our name bigger. Like people will know who we are, and I think throughout that, like it'll give us a name. As if, I mean, we already have one, but you know, new division, it's a new slate. Like people don't know who we are, so you know, with winning these things and working together and stuff like this, like people will know who we are. And I think through the future, like more people will want to come here for this cheer team. Like I'm not even zoned for this school, but I came here for the cheer team and like solely for the team. Like I'm in special programs just to be here so I can be a part of this team. And I think more people will do that once they see like how much potential this team really has.
You have your hard practices, right? And you might have your hard seasons. High school cheer is different, where it's a revolving door, right? It's 4 kids, and then it's another different set of 4 kids. So there might be a couple seasons where it's not where you want it to be, where the talent might not be. Try switching up the way you run and structure your practices, right? Take them to maybe different summer camps, or take them to different camps throughout the season. Start going to different events. Sometimes that opens up your eye a little bit on, you know, them having fun with doing things that you're not normally used to doing. And then knowledge is key, right? Reaching out to, like, if your game plan or the way you run things isn't working and that's burning you out, you know, reach out to other coaches in the area, or reach out to other coaches, you know, in the country, and they can kind of throw some ideas at you to help spin what you're doing at practice. And that might even fire, you know, your passion up a little bit more to want to keep you to continue to keep growing, because, you know, without a strong coach, there's no strong program. So if you start to get burned out and, you know, you don't want to do it anymore, you know, either find the knowledge or pass on the knowledge to someone else, and then, you know, they can be able to help you out or take over the program and, you know, bring it to a new direction.
Being at nationals was crazy. It was overwhelming in a good way, to see all these teams and hear so many people talk about these teams and how amazing they are. And I truly believe that I have the best athletes in the nation. They're just so good. And so I'm like, I need to do more. I need this program to be so well known, to see how talented the girls that I have on this team. So from now on, from going to nationals, now in my head, I'm like planning for next year and the years to come. Like Park Vista is now on the map because we attended nationals, but we're gonna be known all over. So that's my goal, really, is to really push this program. I want to be out in the community more. I just want our program to be big and to be known. That way also, I've been trying to also work with colleges and getting, you know, my girls scholarships to college, because a lot of them want to cheer in college but might not have the funds for it. So I really want to try to get, you know, cheerleading scholarships for these girls and, you know, just go out there in the community, win a national title on top of it. But no, I just want Park Vista Cheer to be known and to be respected. And that's really what I want for this program.
The true meaning of being a cheerleader is just to get our whole school involved in being like one and getting everyone excited for certain things. And just competitive cheer is just to lead the school in like winning and, you know, having fun and just getting everyone engaged. And it's not just like what movies say where it's like preppy and woo and how we're like all mean. That stereotype is not what a cheerleader actually is.
To the coaches that would want to throw in the towel and quit, I've been there. I've actually threatened to quit coaching probably 3 times already. Last year was more my serious, like, I quit. But no, I didn't give up. I took a week off just to breathe, recollect my thoughts, gather myself together, pray about it, think about what I truly wanted, and if I was ready to just give this up. And truth is, I wasn't. And these athletes need you, and they respect you. They want to be with you. And the reason why they're doing this sport maybe because of you. So, you know, just stick it out and hang tight, and you'll see that, you know, the program will bring success and the athletes will be successful along with it. And, you know, the school, the team, they really need you. So don't give up just yet and hang in there. For me, this sport at this school, like, all the coaches are like, oh, in your off season. I'm like, what off season? You guys have one of those? Like, I've never heard of it. Because we don't stop. Like, once we stop with our competitions, like, we have pep rally, and then as soon as pep rally, I have tryouts all over again. And so it does take up a lot of my time, but I've figured out how to time manage that time and split that time with my family, my other job. I also am a wedding coordinator, so I've learned how to split my time with everything, and having a co-coach also helps with that as well, because he could be here if I can't be. But no, my future is like this. I mean, having my daughter cheer, and hopefully my younger daughter will start cheering also, and then coaching, having my job and my family and my faith, and I'm happy where I'm at, so that's where I can see myself being for a while. What I would want them to know is just to, have that faith and be thankful, be happy, live in the moment, and just know that it could only get better from that point on. And if you don't have anywhere to go, if you don't have a place to go, there's always someone that could be there. Just reach out. You'd be surprised at who would answer that door. And for my girls, that's me. And I hope that other people have someone like that out there that they can, reach out to and talk to, and that person would help. Because if one of my girls came to me with the same problem, not even a problem, just the same issue that I had, and I went to my coach and I cried to my coach saying that I couldn't try it out for cheer. And I actually sat at these tables and told her that I was pregnant. And she understood, and she cried with me. And she was really there for me, and whatever I needed. She allowed me to still come to the games my whole senior year with my baby, and she talked to my team about it. And at first I got a lot of stares and a lot of, oh, like, okay, that's why. But everyone was really supportive. There were a few people who weren't, but that's high school. And no, we're not meant to have babies in high school, but it happens. And, just to find that one person that's really going to be there for you and help you and talk you through it, because it's going to be like a flood of emotions. I never expected it to happen to me. I wanted to go away for college to California and just get out of here. But God said, halt. Like, no, this is not what you're going to do. Maybe something could have happened, or just it wasn't meant for me. And this is happening to you. If this is happening to you, maybe this is what's supposed to be happening to you, just like it happened with me. And now I'm happy where I'm at, and I love my life. I love being a coach. I love being that person for these girls and the youth, and having my kids there to grow up with these girls and see how one day they could be, my own kids' role models one day. You are worth more than you will ever know. And it might be hard for that person to hear in that moment, because when you're feeling a lot of self-doubt and that you're not worth anything, it's hard to hear what other people are telling you. But I would definitely say that, just listen. Like, you're worth it. You're always going to be worth it. And something much bigger is coming for you. Just be patient and, take the time and answer certain doors that are going to lead you to that path. And you'll feel it if it's the right choice or not.
Thank you, Young and Faith, for coming out to our practice and kind of seeing a day in the life of the Park Vista cheerleaders. Appreciate you coming by.
And I want to thank Gary for Young and Faith for putting my story out there. Like I said, it's been a wild ride. It's been an emotional ride for sure. And, I've told people my story, but never in a way that, like this, like that, getting all of it out. So thank you so much.
Hey guys, it's Ava. Thanks for watching Young of Faith.